Good afternoon. Welcome to Grant and Brother Bob. That's Brother Bob. I'm Grant. It's a really wonderful day out here in the Bay Area. I just finished up playing 18 holes at Lake Chabot Municipal Golf Course. Had a great time. And as I was trying to unwind and really focus on my swing, another 49ers player is slightly unhappy with their contract, according to Jeremy Fowler. Whispers are that Trent Williams could be the next player on the 49ers who wants a new deal. What do you think of this?
Well, first of all, good to see you, Grant. I know we're going to have a spirited debate here today about other topics, but man, I knew this was coming because first, huge fan, but I think the players have realized that they're probably not going to win a chip with Kyle Levy. So might as well get paid, especially for the older vets. And when CMC got his extension with guaranteed money, why wouldn't Trent Williams, of all people, do the same, considering how vital he is? We laugh and talk about Colton McGivitt, at least I do. But who would play left tackle if Trent Williams hold out?
Jalen Moore. Sorry, I tried to say that with a straight face. Sorry, Jalen.
So, yeah, I see this coming, and I'm not surprised. And then the Niners are going to have to somehow placate him if he does it, because there's no way this team goes anywhere far or at all without Trent Williams, even if you say he's declined.
It's interesting how, well, first of all, for people who don't understand, Trent Williams did sign a big extension with the 49ers a few years ago in 2021. He currently has zero guaranteed money left on it. He played last year with no guaranteed money this year, next year, the year after that. And he's scheduled to have huge cap numbers. So if he were to get hurt and miss some games, the Niners might decide, you know what, maybe we'll cut you instead of having you count for $34 million against our cap next year. So maybe, it's interesting. Like, you set precedent with business deals. Last week, you gave Christian McCaffrey a whole new deal because he wanted one. Great, wonderful. Now Trent wants one for the same reason. No guaranteed money, really freaking important. What are you going to do without him? And how do you say no to Trent when you just bent over backwards for Christian?
You have to say yes. And the only thing is, you got to say this: don't make it hurt too much, Trent. So, you have to, it's true. So you're going to have to give him some bonus, not just signing bonus, but the other bonuses like option bonuses, just to make sure that all this money doesn't hit the cap now, but also doesn't hurt too much in the future. Because at some point, even though the cap keeps going up, it's going to come back and bite us like it did this year with Armstead. We took a little bit of a hit, although we waited to June 1st. But what else? Realistically, the Niners need Trent Williams. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, just as much as they need CMC. So they're going to have to placate him.
What's interesting about this whole offseason is how it seems like the culture of the team has changed a little bit. Like, Trent Williams didn't have any guaranteed money on his deal last year. I don't think Christian McCaffrey did either. But all of a sudden this year it's an issue. What changed?
Well, I may have just said it, but I really do believe it's the fact that they went through the playoffs with the best team, the most all pros, 9, count them, 9 all pros. They get to the Super Bowl, they don't know the rules, and they lose to a team with only 3 all pros. I think they all know, okay, Kyle Levy lost the Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator with a huge lead. He lost the Super Bowl here, his first one, 2020, with a lead as head coach, and he lost another one as head coach with a lead. So I think they know that it's going to be hard to win with him. And they're at the end of their careers. Why not get paid? Why not milk the Niners for more? I would. Honestly, it's a business. And these players put their lives, livelihood, and obviously bodies through hell through a football season, especially with all the playoff games. So, yeah, I think that's what's changed. They realize, okay, well, I might as well play for the money, because playing for the ring is not happening with Kyle Levy.
Okay. So we're all trying to we agree that something is different about this offseason. We agree about that. And we're going to so you're calling it the Kyle Levy effect. And I'm swayed, but I think there's a lot of factors at play. I think that is definitely one of them. The Kyle,
Okay.
I think the Christian McCaffrey effect, the fact that the Niners just made this precedent, like, yeah, he's 27, but he's a running back. And you just gave him a 2-year extension through year 30, through him being 30. Can I not speak English? Through the year that he's 31 is what I was trying to say. That's old for a running back. So why shouldn't Trent Williams ask for a contract through the year that he's 40? I mean, offensive tackles have done it. So it's possible that there's a little bit of like a Christian McCaffrey fallout here. But I think there's more. And it's a good follow-up topic. Eric Armstead and Brandon Aiyuk, one at a time. The Eric Armstead effect. People looking around, thinking the 49ers, hey, we're a family around here. We vacation together. If you're a really good player, they take care of you. Except Eric Armstead. Because Armstead was the longest tenured player on the team. He was the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. Like, the players respect Armstead. Say what you want about Armstead. The players really respect him. And in their eyes, the organization did him dirty. It's like, hey, you making $18 million this year? How about 6? Oh, okay, you're cut. So is it possible that players in the team are like, man, if they're going to do Armstead like that, who's to say they won't do me? I need guaranteed money. I can't let myself be in the position that Armstead was in. I need some protections right now because I don't like the way you guys are doing business. Is that possible?
Oh, that's certainly possible. But I think you forgot a player too, Jimmy Ward. He was on this team for so long, sacrificed, played different positions. And the way that they did him was also extremely, well, I don't want to say dirty, but just not the way that so-called
I think he would say dirty.
Right.
I think he would. It was funny, too, is the Niners dealt Buckner so they could keep Armstead and Ward.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, okay, now, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't a big fan of Armstead, not because of what he said afterwards, but because his production clearly dropped off. He clearly wasn't on the field a lot. Mm-hmm. So, it's time to move on from him. My problem is you gave him you restructured him before last season. So why? Like, that was my big thing. So, yeah, I do think there's an effect that the players are human, just like all of us. We can, players, humans, we can read the tea leaves. You do this guy like this, you do Ward like this, you do Armstead like this, you do your mainstays. And I get it, though. It's a business. That's why the players have to treat it like a business, too, and get their bag. You can't blame them. Why not?
Final factor, Brandon Aiyuk. Okay. He just so happens to be in a position where he wants this extension right after the Super Bowl loss, and everyone's feeling like the Kyle Shanahan effect is in full effect. And Aiyuk is now positioning himself for like, I am not giving you a discount. I want what the market says I'm worth. And the market says he's worth being the second highest paid player on the team after Nick Bosa. That's what he wants. He wants to be the second highest paid player on the team after Nick Bosa. And everyone knows he's not the second best player on the team. Everyone knows he's not the second. I mean, McCaffrey's more important. Trent Williams is more important. And it seems to me that some of the players who make a little less than Aiyuk could be making soon and are more important than Aiyuk are like, hey, wait a second, what about me?
Okay. Now, first of all,
why are you so concerned about the 7th best player on our team when I'm clearly better than him?
All right, hold on. Let me just put this out here. All right.
I still haven't given this away. I'm supposed to.
All right. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to receivers, all right, it's all about, first of all, the market, okay? If you were a person, would you say, all right, I'm going to take less than what the market would pay me? No, you wouldn't do it. Why should you do it for the Niners? And it's not his fault that the Niners don't make him the number 1 or number 2 target on this team, especially the number 1 target receiving, okay? So let's talk generally about these receiver contracts, because I have to push back on some of my favorite guys on here, all right? Some of my favorite YouTube people, you, Ryan, the nails, coach as well. First of all, you got the market. Second of all, you got the cap increase. The cap is going up. All right. So why shouldn't receivers get paid like other players? Another thing is the percentage of the cap. Now you look at Debo, he's making, looking at this, he's making what? According to over the cap, he's making 28 million as a cap hit. So that's about 11% of the cap for this coming season. All right. And he's not even the highest paid receiver. But is that so bad? Now let's turn your focus on quarterbacks. Quarterbacks get 50 plus million, and Brock is probably going to get that. That's 20% of the cap. Why do we give so much love to quarterbacks? They're the ones who are behind the line, right? So they get protected. They're not always asked to run. Receivers have to read defensive too. Receivers run the routes, they block, they take crazy hits sometimes, not as bad back in the day. And they're expected to score touchdowns, which can take over games. So I think receivers should get paid. There's a reason why they're called skill players, okay? So I think that we shouldn't just say, I can't play a receiver this much or that much. You have to look at the overall cap, the percentage, as well as the market, because that's very important. Which leads me to this. I'm going to say this. Let's talk about the value of other players, all right, in other positions. This guy, I love, okay? Even though he said some crazy things, before being drafted, I've got 2 of his jerseys, and these are stitched. All my jerseys are stitched. But here's the thing. He gets paid a shit ton. Everyone wants to say how productive was Aiyuk in the Super Bowl. How productive was Bosa? All right, how many sacks did Bosa have in this last Super Bowl? Yep,
none.
Zero. None. Okay, how many has he had in both Super Bowls he's been
in? None. Uno.
No dos.
Okay.
So the guy's getting paid so much, supposed to be so great. I'm not knocking on him. I have his jerseys, but my problem is he's not productive either. But he's getting paid a boat ton. So do we knock him? So, and I don't like the way that the Niners, I know this may go into another particular topic. I just don't like the Niners, the way they're treating Aiyuk. But anyway, I've talked. Go ahead. Let me hear your thoughts on this.
I appreciate where you're coming from. Here's what I see. Aiyuk sees himself in the CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase tier. He's not. Maybe he could have been if he were on another team, but he's on the Niners. So like CeeDee Lamb had 1,700 yards last year and 12 touchdowns. Aiyuk didn't. In his best year last year, he had 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns. So he's a bit of he's had one special year. He's been consistent. He's a hell of a player, but he's not top 5 at his position. We've gone through this we've gone through this. I think there's a way the Niners can make Aiyuk happy. I just wrote an article about it. Plugging myself. Check it out. SI.com, NFL. 49ers. I feel like with wide receivers, they're the biggest divas on the team. Their egos are the biggest, and you need to cater to them. Like, you want them to be confident. You don't need to cut Aiyuk down here. What you want to do is build him up. So look at what the Lions did with Amon-Ra St. Brown. They said it's $30 million a year. It's not. It's not. There's no guaranteed money on the deal after 2025. It's a 1-year extension, essentially. He signed through 2024. 2025, he has a bunch of guaranteed money. And then after that, they can get rid of him, cut him if they want, trade him if they want, for like no penalty. Do that. That way, Aiyuk can walk around and be like, I'm making $30 million a year. Congratulations, man. You earned it. But it's also a team-friendly deal. And I feel like it's going to get there. The more I think about it, like, the Niners take their time, they posture. I don't know if it's really smart, but eventually, probably in August or September, they're going to present the phony $30 million a year contract to Aiyuk, and he'll probably accept it. And that's the way I see it. So,
no, I think you're right. And he's TJ Houshmandzadeh came out and said basically if they gave him that deal, he would accept it. So,
okay, I bet they will. Right. It's a great deal for the Lions when you look at it. Like, they can literally cut him after 2025.
Yeah,
it's not, or they could keep him if he if his production matches what they're going to have to pay him. It's completely up to them. And the Niners just need that flexibility too. Why would you not want that flexibility?
Yeah, and what I don't get is you need Aiyuk. Contrary to now, look, everyone loves Pearsall. You know, I followed him on Twitter. I call him Slick Rick. You know, I hope nothing but the best for Slick Rick. But you need BA. Okay, that's just the bottom line. You're not going to replace his production with that from a rookie. Highly unlikely.
No,
Moreover, things that you just said is true, though. You know, why not get BA in camp? You're making a run for the Super Bowl this year. When you don't get him in camp, you did it with Bosa. We saw how that turned out, not so well, because they're not in shape. And by the way, back to Bosa, I'm sorry, but the Super Bowl, I get so annoyed hearing him talk about, and I like Bosa, right? But so annoying. Talking about, well, we weren't prepared to handle the quarterback run. Mofo, you've been a Niner for how long? That's been the biggest problem. Why are you blaming your DC for that? Okay. And I'll tell you, there's been breakdowns. I got the all 22. All right. And it's a crappy one from the NFL.com, but a lot of teams run at Bosa. They do a lot of misdirection because all he cares about is the quarterback, even though he doesn't sack him that much. So anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. But yes, the Niners should treat BA kind of like they treat their other faves. Maybe because he's not in a Cabo clique, but they should treat him like that. They need him. They need him blocking. They need him for the run game. They need him for so much. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, just compare how the Lions treated Amon-Ra St. Brown to how the Niners treated Aiyuk. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown is not better than Aiyuk. They're pretty close. In fact, I'd take Aiyuk, but they're very close. And the Lions are like, you're our guy. We want you to be confident. Here's a contract. Congratulations. 30 million. Go tell the world. But really, when you look at the fine print, like, it's a great deal for us. And cool, they took care of that months ago. The Niners, like, why can't you do that with Aiyuk now? What is the benefit of making Aiyuk have the most stressful year of his life? I know a lot of people be like, oh, you know, Aiyuk, he's waiting for millions of dollars. Like, boo-hoo. Like, yeah, but I think it is real. We saw it with Deebo Samuel. There's so much stress, and the Niners really sweat you. Like, they make you think they're not going to give you the money. They probably tell you all these reasons why you're not that good, and they probably mess with your ego. Why do they want to do that? It didn't work with Deebo. What was the point? You see what I'm saying? It's like your employer being like, you suck for 3 or 4 months, and then being like, okay, here's that contract you wanted, and be like, you literally told me I sucked for 4 months. What the hell, man? I hate you now. And I question myself.
Yes, and the other problem is, especially for BA, like the stuff he's been through because of Kyle Levy, like being put on.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Here, before it's okay. I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is a topic. So let me set it up like this. It's possible that the issue or the dispute between Aiyuk and the 49ers is just business. Possible. Aiyuk wants 30. Niners offer 26. They're $4 million apart. Can they bridge that gap in the next 2 months? It's possible. That's it. It's also possible it's personal between Aiyuk and Shanahan. We know they have a history. Shanahan kind of embarrassed Aiyuk. Started him as a rookie, brought him back the second year, and was playing Trent Sherfield and Mohamed Sanu over him, and didn't really explain why, but did pretty much say like he wasn't practicing well enough or wasn't being professional. He insinuated that he wasn't being a pro. So he's kind of buried him on the depth chart. He had to really crawl his way out of there. And you assume it's all good between them, but we know that, put it this way. This is a long preamble. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
When things were going down 2 years ago between the Niners and Deebo, so someone asked Kyle at the draft, why are you confident you can work things out with Deebo? He literally said, because I'm friends with Deebo. I haven't even talked to Deebo yet. Just wait. And he was right. He's not friends with Aiyuk like that. They don't have that relationship. That's documented. And is this a little bit of like Aiyuk being like, all right, Kyle, it's time for you to finally admit how freaking good I am. And Kyle being like, no, I don't think you're that. I've never thought you're that good. You're very good, but you're not as good as you think you are. You're not Justin Jefferson. Is that going on right here, right now? I mean, we don't know, but what do you think?
But in my opinion, I think it's both. I think it is business, but then business gets mixed with personal BS. I mean, like,
Yeah.
again, we're humans, right? So if I'm Ayuk and I get put in the doghouse, and not just put in the doghouse, but hey, go out, my coach goes out in front of a mic and pretty much admits I'm in a doghouse, you know, I would be pissed. Okay. I work my ass off, but I don't kiss your ass. And why should he kiss his ass? Bro, you
Mhm.
haven't won a Super Bowl. But you're not a genius. So why should he kiss his ass? You couldn't even make it in the NFL as a receiver. So no offense, Kyle Levy. Why should Ayuk, who's able to do things you can't do, the one who has to like kiss your ass? So anyway, then he sees Debo pretty much. And look, don't get it twisted. I like Debo too. Okay. I like Debo too. All right, I'm gonna have to get No, I'm not gonna get New Jersey, but hey, I do. I got both of them. I like those black and red ones. But my point is this: you see that Ayuk sees that, and he's like, "Man, all right, what I got to do?" Then he goes out and performs 2 seasons over 1,000 yards receiving on an offense that's not predicated on throwing the ball to receivers. So if I'm Ayuk and you say, "Oh, you're not Justin Jefferson," how the F do you know I'm not Justin Jefferson?
Mm.
You're not throwing me the ball as if I'm Justin Jefferson, but I get open all the time, and it's on the films. Go ahead, say it.
This is why I'd be mad if I were Ayuk, because everything the Niners have told him is like, hey, man, you need to take your ego down a little bit. It's not all about you. Okay. You need to sacrifice. You need to block. You need to understand that we got Kittle, Debo, and McCaffrey. We're going to take care of you. You're a great player, but you got to be a team player and you got to sacrifice. And he did. He did
Great.
all of that. And then they get to the negotiating table and they're like, well, I mean, you didn't have them. You only had 75 catches. You know, you were in the doghouse. It's like, man, that's your fault, Kyle.
Right.
That's your fault, Kyle. How are you going to tell me to take less and then use that against me? Like, you should be rewarding me. So that's why I can see Aiyuk being pissed. Like, man, I bought into all this crap and now you throw it in my face at the negotiating table. I'm mad. I'm mad.
And yes, and
Yeah.
he's never hurt. Knock on wood, right? I don't want to jinx it, but the guy's never hurt, and he's always given 100%. Does this guy always give 100%? Does he?
No.
And I like him, but he doesn't. Okay, so
I'm on Kyle's side on this one, though.
why are you outside?
Because
Why?
I don't feel, I'll put it this way, man. It's nothing about Aiyuk. Let's just take Aiyuk out of it. It's the wide receiver market. It's insane. It's like trying to buy a house in like the nicest neighborhood in Santa Barbara right now. It's like maybe you don't want to buy that house. Maybe you want to wait till the interest rates come down a little bit. Maybe it's just a bad investment. It's like $30 million for a wide receiver? What?
Hey, but
A wide receiver.
Okay, but Grant, we talked about this, remember? And you said you give some credence to what I said. Wide receivers are skilled players who have to read the defense just like the quarterback. They get hit. They're not protected like quarterbacks are protected, right? And yet the quarterbacks get all the glory, but the quarterback's typically not the one running into the jaws of the defense, making catches, and have to deal with getting to the end zone. The receivers are the ones with the yards and the yak. Okay.
Okay. But this was my. Sorry. Go ahead.
But it's okay to give quarterbacks crazy.
I'm not into it. I'm not really into that either. Like I don't like these things. I mean, like giving Purdy $50-something million a year. I'm not gonna be for that. I think Purdy's a hell of a player. I'm not into that. And it's like, but let's go back to wide receivers. How many teams paying $30 million or 11% of their cap to a wide receiver win Super Bowls?
Okay.
I don't know that's a winning formula. And the Niners are searching for that winning formula. And so again, that's nothing against Aiyuk, but geez. I mean, once the wide receiver market started going that direction, the Chiefs were like, we're out.
Okay, but it's different with the Chiefs. Hold on, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's different with the Chiefs. We got to stop using the Chiefs. First of all, they won it with the best receiver at the time, even though his contract wasn't that high.
He did. Okay? They did.
Number two, they have something that the Niners don't. Two things. Okay. They have Reed, who's learned, unlike Kyle Levy, who's learned to adapt and adjust, who's given up some of his authority and autonomy to run a team. Okay. And number two, they have Mahomes. Okay. So And they also, what else do they have? They have a tight end that they pretty much use as a receiver, right? That they pay crazy money to. So that's not a good, fair assessment. Now, let me ask you this. If that's the case, then say you come across another Jerry Rice. You're going to be like, oh, well, Jerry, I know.
Hey, no, absolutely. Jerry Rice, if I'm thinking this guy is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, maybe the greatest of all time, I'm paying him. Did the Vikings mess up paying Justin Jefferson? Probably not. But with Aiyuk, again, man, and wide receivers in general, $30 million a year for what kind of an impact on the game? Yes, you're important. But Aiyuk averaged 4.7 catches per game last year and 4.6 the year before that. $30 million a year for maybe 5 catches a game?
All right.
I just don't think wide receivers can take over games like that. Some can. Name one game. What is the signature Brandon Aiyuk takeover game?
Okay, but it's different. Well, to me, he took over the NFC Championship game with that big.
That was a great catch. Hell of a moment, man.
But let me ask you the same question, then, Grant. We're focused on receivers. How much is Bosa getting paid last year? What's his average sacks per game?
Aren't you feeling a little queasy about that contract, though? Like,
but
do you feel good about that contract right now?
No. Okay, listen. I don't feel good. Okay, I don't feel good about the production. No. But here's the thing. I'm not paying the damn money, right? So we're not paying it. Some billionaire owners are. And if they're able to pay it because that's the market rate, then you pay it. What else are the, okay, let's look at the Niners. What else?
I mean, look at the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs routinely will say, look, you're a great player, hell of a player. We're not paying you. We're going to trade you to the 49ers. We're going to let the 49ers pay you, and we're going to keep winning championships over here. Travarius Ward, D Ford, good luck. You know what I'm saying?
That wasn't because of the players or the cap, because the Chiefs still pay the cap, right? The problem is that Kyle Levy, that's why they keep winning Super Bowls over us, because we keep having the lead. So that's the issue. That's the real issue.
I got a question for you. When I put my finger up, it means I'm just trying to ask you a question. I'm not trying to cut you off. And I don't want to forget it. If you could go back in time, would you prevent the Niners from giving Deebo Samuel? That's an awkward way to put it. But in hindsight, what do you think of the Deebo Samuel extension? Was it good?
Yes. Here's why. Deebo, and yes, I have his jerseys. I'm not such a huge fan of him. I prefer Aiyuk. I'm a fan of all the Niners. Okay. I just don't like some of them moody. But anyway, Kyle Levy, obviously. But dude, third round kicker who keeps missing kicks in the playoffs. But you had Robbie good as gold, never miss. Anyway, don't get me on that one, because I'm already heated today. Heated. But here's the thing. You got to remember, we got to the Super Bowl with these weapons, with this talent, okay? And Deebo was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Now, he sucked in the Super Bowl because he couldn't beat man coverage. But isn't there someone that's a genius who's supposed to be able to then,
scheme it up?
Right. Who should know the rules and should, all right, I'm right here at the goal line, third down. Let me run some clock out and run the game out. I got the best running back right here. See, so people forget that. But we needed Deebo to get to the Super Bowl last year. And we needed Aiyuk. So my only big thing is trading Deebo before the draft this year would have been a mistake, because no one to replace him in his production. But would I extend him like we're extending everyone else? No. He better show his tail off this year. That's why I think he got in shape. And we talked about this. Go ahead.
I feel like there's 2 ways to build a team with premium players. You either feel you have the quarterback that he can elevate talent around him. You don't pay for wide receivers because they're expensive, and you pay for offensive line because all you got to do is keep that dude upright. Or you're shaky on your quarterback, and you feel you need to prop him up with as many weapons as possible. And if he gets hurt, oh well, because someone else can do his job almost as well. Niners have to decide what they want, how they really feel about Purdy. They say they love him. They say he's worth $55 million a year, whatever. If that's the case, you can't be spending all this money on wide receivers. You got to spend on offensive linemen, keep Purdy healthy, and have him elevate Ricky Pearsall. Let him make Ricky Pearsall an all-pro, because that's what all-pro quarterbacks really do. If you don't think he's that guy, then yeah, pay Brandon Aiyuk and don't pay Purdy. It's like, you got to really figure that one out.
I agree with you. But I think when it comes to that situation, Grant, I think that they realized when they had Jimmy that he wasn't the answer. Even though I still blame Kyle Levy for losing that Super Bowl. So then they tried to make sure that they had enough weapons around Jimmy. And then they just fell. I mean, Brock just fell into their lap, Mr. Irrelevant, who turned into Mr. Relevant because they didn't know how to draft, scout, or even tutor or train Trey Lance, right? So there goes all those draft picks. And we already know, though, that and here's another thing. Okay, everyone talks about the money that you would give to Aiyuk. But Grant, what else are going to do with that money? Spend it on another defensive end? Spend it on another D tackle? I mean,
it'd be nice if they would spend it on some offensive lineman not named Trent Williams at some point. But again, that's too much to ask. We know that's way too much to ask. So I'm with you.
Okay. So
I mean, they even spelled it out. Chris Forsher's like, don't expect it. It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to just go with reality. And reality is this is the way Kyle Levy is going to run his team. And the best way for this guy to win a Super Bowl is with all the skilled players as his weapons that he can get, that he can amass. And in my opinion, hope like hell he comes across like a Dan Campbell-like or a Matt LaFleur, head coach in the AFC for the Super Bowl. Because I just don't think anyone would have a brain would do the things that Kyle does when it's, crucial clock management and game situational moments in the Super Bowl, in a big game. Like where it's screaming, run the ball, take clock out.
Yeah, Dan Campbell did that one in the NFC Championship game. Buddy, you were up 17.
Right.
How did you you ran for like 150 yards in the first half. You were up 17. What happened, Dan? You know what he did? He pulled a Kyle.
Go ahead. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He pulled a Kyle. When you do that, when you're up big in the second half of a championship game, something like that, and you it's called pulling a Kyle. Until he wins a Super Bowl, that's shorthand.
Yes. I mean,
all right.
You know what it is? They pull out their I mean, yeah, it's direct to remote, but they pull out their all their games, remote controls, like, okay, we're playing like Madden. Let me just try to kill the other side. Let me just go up like, no, win the damn game. It's the last game of the season, the biggest game of the season. You're up. There is no excuse how you lose that game, not just once, not just twice, but 3 times a lady. No, there's just no way. It makes no sense. And I'm sorry. I'm a huge fan. Got all these damn jerseys. But I cannot sit back and listen to the same old BS time and time again. I can't listen to the lame turdies of the world, the peepees of the world, tell me how great it is, how I should be happy, because everything's great, but we're not winning Super Bowls, right? So it's not great. There's room for improvement. And we need, me as a fan, I just can't listen to it anymore, watching you lose Super Bowls constantly.
Let's take our supers. We got 14. Dave Barclay says, look at all my people in this chat. And Grant Cohn. Get it. I'm in the chat. Dave Barclay says, what the I didn't pay attention. BB is the guest. Oh, yeah. Grant would be proud of my new stereo. Hashtag trade Kyle. I got Wars jersey when Grant interviewed him. That was epic. Frank Tom Ocean. Shout out to Bro Bob. Good show, gentlemen. Give it to me, GC. Sure. Paul Newland says, do you think I can get a contract too? Why not? Just don't show up to OTAs one time. Fish and chips, no sentiment. If BA goes, he goes. Like him, but fish and chips. Bosa wanted Wilkes out so he could get Surfer Nick. Surfer Nick's a good. I like that.
Oh, man.
My dudes, Matt McEwen. Michael says the longer the Niners wait, the unhappier BA gets. Why keep BA around when you can get draft capital and potentially a player in return? BA to Pitt for Pat Fryermuth, a 2025 second. Pat Fryermuth? Hold on. Pat Fryermuth. Who? Okay, what are we talking about with Pat? Hold on, just a second. So he had 32 catches last year in 12 games. He had 63. No, I don't like that.
But I agree with Michael. The fact that if you knew you weren't going to pay this guy, then go ahead. Then go ahead and trade him before this last draft. As opposed
I forgot to wear my shirt.
That's right. All right, this is for all of the chat. Big ups to MMK, Matt McEwen, who put this together. This is a shirt that we made. There it is, guys. I'm wearing mine too. There it is. That's
I'm
right.
so sorry I forgot to put it on, man. I'll wear it next time. But this is a cool shirt. I just got it in the mail. Look at that.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, we got to give
Thank
Matt
you.
McEwen
I should have wore it today. We were going to wear it together. I don't know what I was thinking. I was golfing, and something bad happened in the golf course. I'll tell you about it later, but it's kind of messing with me right now. Sorry, Matt. Good shirt. That's a nice shirt, Brother Bob. MMK, I want one. Then I can guest star on Grant's show. Yeah, those are nice. Chris Forster is like, give me a 7th round talent and an 8 ball. You guys are getting me in trouble, man. It is funny when Chris Forster said that thing like, we're just looking for a guy in like round 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's almost like he's saying like, I'm that good of a coach. I'm that special, man. You don't even need to invest. I'm the investment. We're good.
Okay. Now for the old Niner fans, there's only one offensive line coach that was that good. Rest in peace, Bob McKinstry. Okay. That guy actually took non-talented guys, or at least non-athletic guys, excuse me, and turned them into like all pros. I mean, McIntyre. I mean, just the list just goes on and on and on. I can go on because I'm old like that. But I think what Forster was really saying is, Kyle Levy's not going to give me first round talent or even second round talent. I may get a sprinkle here and there. Banks, they try. I don't think Forster was even here when we first got my other former domer, which is McGlinchey. But point is, being a focal point of the team, no, the offense is not it. It's just left tackle to protect the quarterback's blind side if he's right-handed, and maybe center. But look, see, okay, you guys want to talk about the Chiefs, okay? I love what the Chiefs have done. Okay, they knew they had an offensive line problem in the Super Bowl that they went to after beating us, unfortunately. And what did they immediately do? They went and started retooling that O-line. They retooled it again this year. We don't do that. And I don't know. I mean, but look, there's no point. Kyle's not going to change. Kyle is Kyle. And look, to a certain degree, what he has done semi-work. I say semi because he's got to the Super Bowl with a pretty whatever O-line, especially center to the right tackle. Do I want him to pay more attention and give more to the O-line? Sure. If I knew that he would not give the money to Aiyuk, he should have traded him before this draft and used that on O-linemen. That's not Kyle Levy's. That's not his protocol. That's not what he does.
All right, let's make some sleeper picks. And look, guys, I track people using my promo code. You guys aren't using it, so I got a proposal. This really helps the channel. So this is what I'm thinking. There's a deposit match up to $100, but what I'm going to propose is for anyone who uses my promo code Cohn COHN, I will reimburse you up to $10. So you make. Now, this is for your first deposit, not any deposit. If you show me, DM me, my DMs are open, that you use promo code Cohn on the Sleeper app for a $10 deposit, I'll Venmo you $10. Swear. And then that $10 turns into $20 because the Sleeper will match your deposit. I'm just throwing it out there. If you want to have a free $20 pick on the Sleeper app, hit me up on Twitter. Show me that you made the pick. I'll Venmo you that day. How about that? Let's make my picks. Tonight, 5 o'clock, game 2, Boston to Dallas. Boston beat the crap out of Dallas in game 1. What do you think? Luka Doncic. Let's say points. Where you at, Luka? Points. There it is. He had 30 last game. 31 and a half today.
Now, let me just say this. Apparently, he got downgraded to questionable, but he's been downgraded to questionable throughout the playoffs, and he's played. Something about a thoracic contusion. And I know that thoracic is mid-back, but I'm biased, Grant. Okay, listen, Niner fans. I'm a huge Celtics fan, okay? This goes back to the Chief, Robert Parrish days, okay? So, huge fan. So, Here we go. His points are what? 20.
How about assists, though? I like assists because it seemed to me what the Celtics' defensive strategy was make Luka take all the shots.
Yes.
Don't let him be a playmaker because he's not in the greatest shape. Like, go take 35 shots and see what you got.
Plus,
is that wrong?
He only had
right?
one assist last game.
One assist.
Yeah.
So what do you think today? More or less on 7.5 assists for Luka.
Let's go less.
I like
Why
less
not?
here. I like less here. I think that's a good one.
Okay.
I think that's a good one. Can I just shout out? I think the reason, if the Celtics win it, the reason they're finally gonna make it over the hump. Drew Holiday went to college with me. One of the best defenders I've ever seen. He replaced Russell Westbrook at UCLA. Everyone was super juiced, and they thought he was a downgrade. No one got it when they played him at 2 guard. He didn't really initiate the offense. People don't appreciate defense. He's incredible. He's incredible.
And
he's shutting down Kyrie.
But you know what? Something is, in my opinion, is true, and I do love Drew Holiday. He's been a great addition to the team. But it's what he said. Jason Kidd said, "Sorry, Niners fans, we got to get through this. The finals." Jason Kidd said the best player right now on the team is Jaylen Brown. Drew Holiday agreed with him, and so do I. Even though I have this Tatum jersey, I do think that JB. Yeah, man, I'm a jersey.
Right, Drew Holiday, 12.5 points, more or less.
Oh, more. It's at home.
Right.
He'll get more.
All right, Kyrie. Had 12 points in game 1 going up against Drew. Is Drew going to put the clamps on him again? 23.5.
It's not just Drew, but it's also Derek White. Derek White helped too.
That's right.
I'm going to go less. I say less. But I'm biased, man. I'm biased.
I like that. Jaylen Brown, 23.5 points.
Oh, I got to say more. I just said he's the best player. It's JB. They're at home.
All right.
And
let's get Tatum and let's call it. Points. Wait, what? Is he not playing? What's going on? What's going on here? Oh, don't you love when they give you a pick? They gave us a pick. It's a free pick. Half a point. I think he's going to get more than half a point. What do you think?
That can't be right.
That's the truth. It's 99% off on the Sleeper app. So if you want to make a Jason Tatum pick, it's free money. View the entry. I'm just placing $10 on it to win 185. Those are my picks. Submitting the entry. And again, if you've never used a Sleeper app, download it. Use promo code Cohn. Put down $10. Send me a screenshot on DM on Twitter. I'll Venmo you $10. Just like that. All right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Do we have a commercial play?
Dun, 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 dun. No, I should make one. All right, let's talk about Slick Rick the Ruler. MC Ricky D.
Yes, love it. Slick Rick the Ruler.
The ruler has returned.
The ruler's back.
Okay, so Slick Rick, he's very important. The Niners are in a messy contract negotiation with Brandon Aiyuk, and instead of bending over backward to make him happy the way they did with Christian McCaffrey or the way the Lions did with Amon-Ra St. Brown, they drafted Ricky Pearsall because they're really playing hardball. And so it's really in the Niners' interest for Ricky Pearsall to play well in camp, which he has so far. Give him credit. One thing about it, though, is that he's the only player on the team wearing this blue non-contact jersey. It's legit. I mean, a lot of times you will see players wear this, and usually it's like if they have a broken hand or they had a concussion, and it's like, well, we want them to go through the motions and run the routes and get some cardio, but they're hurt. So don't even throw the ball at them. Don't really press them at the line of scrimmage. Don't touch them.
Right.
Don't touch them.
Right.
People are touching Pearsall. They're pressing him. There's no problem. He's playing full speed. I don't quite get it. There's no indication that everyone's a little injured in football, but not enough that he's not 100% out there. And people are not honoring the blue. It almost feels like they're trying to manufacture good press for him. We need him to play well for business reasons. And it's just practice. It doesn't really freaking matter. We don't even need him to play well. We just need David Lombardi to say he practiced well. We just need David. to carry our water and say that he practiced well. So, like, let's put a blue contact jersey on him and throw him up against Samuel Womack and Ambry Thomas, and David won't say give the context. He'll just say he's great, and everyone will believe it, and that'll hurt Brandon Aiyuk. As if there's some world where Ricky Pearsall is anywhere near the caliber of wide receiver that Brandon Aiyuk is. Anyway, it does feel a little bit like,
Well, you know what? And I would be pissed if I'm BA. You didn't give me a blue jersey, no contact jersey. No other player, no other rookie has that. Now, I know you said it's football. Everyone's hurt, but there's no contact. So why would Pearsall be hurt? Why would Slick Rick be hurt? I don't get it. And
if he were hurt, why is he on the field? It's
exactly. And we see pictures and videos
playing next week,
catching balls, jumping high up. Now, I don't hear a lot of press or a lot of reports other than from you and one other, but definitely not Lane Turdy, definitely not PP, about how he does against press man coverage, and then specifically who he goes up against. I hate hearing that, he's got some great route running against air. Great, right? And I wish the best for Slick Rick, but I would be like, really, if I'm a player in a team, I would probably go up to Kyle Levy, especially if I'm Trent Williams. Oh, you're going to give me more money. You got this guy out here, rookie with a blue jersey on. Why is he special? If I'm also.
Why is he special?
Why is he special?
Why is he special? And it's like, well, because he's a tool in our negotiation against Aiyuk. It's like, I wouldn't feel good about that if I were Ricky. It's like, well, hey, I like Aiyuk. We went to college together. I admire Brandon. He's better than me. I'd love to be his teammate and learn from him. Why are you putting me in this awkward position? It's not fair to any of them, either of them.
Right. And I just don't understand. See, this is the thing that clearly Slick Rick would be part of the Cabo clique, but these are the things that I just don't understand why Al Levy would do this. Show some more maturity. And, if he really is hurt, let him sit. I think it's stupid that to push him through, but does he appear to be hurt? You're there, Grant.
Absolutely not. Okay. But I mean, think about it this way. Like, let's say he is. Let's take it at face value, because I don't know. Let's say he's got some type of a strain and it's small. Is it possible that they're like, hey, just throw a blue jersey on and get out there? Because if you miss time, then that hurts us in the negotiation with Brandon and I. Oh, the first round pick that you drafted to make my life more difficult is hurt? Oh, nice. Good job. Well, cool. I still want $30 million a year.
Oh, by the way, this is what I would do if I'm you, Aiyuk. And I love my Niners, okay? I do. But I will hold out till I got my 30 mil APY. And you know what else I would do? If the season started, I still hold out. And if someone gets hurt, one of the receivers, okay, now I want 37 mil. Snooze.
And again, what's crazy is that, like, we've seen how teams can give wide receivers these contracts that are worth $30 million a year, and they're not. Like, what is the problem? We've seen it. There are templates out there. Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, Devontae Smith. TJ Houshmandzadeh is Aiyuk's guy. And he was on the radio last week saying he would accept the Amon-Ra St. Brown deal. Give it to him. It's a great deal for the Lions.
Yeah. No, but okay. We could say that about any player, any position. Was Jimmy worth his contract? No. But I think the point you're making is we know that BA will give his 110, 120% effort, typically doesn't get hurt, blocks, does everything you ask.
And it's not really a $30 million a year extension. It's really not. It's like a 1-year extension where he gets a whole lot of money, and then you'll see.
Right, exactly.
And then it's a we'll see. That's it.
Exactly. The same thing where Basic could have done with Debo. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But so look, this is why I don't understand. If you want to win a Super Bowl, okay, going back to the common policy Eddie D days, they took care of their players. And I know some people say, well, there was no salary cap. Okay, but you can take care of players in ways that you don't necessarily always have to give them money, right? You're going to give them the money anyway, so don't make them stress. And if you're not going to give him the money, then trade him so he can go get it someplace else.
Right.
But treating him not like your other superstars, putting him in the doghouse at one point, putting it in the public he was in the doghouse, treating other players special, like Slick Rick with the blue jersey, no contact jersey, and Debo, treating other players, that just sends to me a bad signal to the players and sets a bad precedent, right? So it doesn't seem like you really want to win a Super Bowl as they did back in the common policy Eddie D, Bill Walsh days. So that's my concern. I mean, just look, treat all the players well in the way you should treat them.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to say, like, again, if Ricky Pearsall is watching, he must be like, man, this Grant Cohn hates me, and I don't know why. I'm freaking 23. Like, I have nothing against Ricky. He seems like a good kid, a good guy, a hard worker. I enjoy watching him practice. He seems like a solid player. It's not about you at all. At all,
No.
man. Keep doing your thing. The Niners are putting you in a weird position, taking you where they took you, and kind of using you as a pawn in their negotiation against Aiyuk. That's exactly what this is. So I'll try to separate that from who you are.
And I hope Slick Rick gets paid one day.
Yeah.
I hope he gets a big contract too. I mean,
I hope he's good because I like the whole Slick Rick motif. Like, he's one of my favorite rappers. Most kids don't know who the hell Slick Rick is.
Yeah, they don't.
This is phenomenal. No.
Yeah, he's not from here anyway. But I think I saw a super chat. Someone said it, and it caught my eye. That's right. Starsky and Hutch from the 70s. Do it, do it, do it. But look.
Do it.
But look, Slick Rick, I hope he has a phenomenal career here with us. But the way that they're using him clearly in negotiations with BA is just unsettling. I mean, you don't have to do that. You didn't do that with any other player during this regime or administration that I can recall. So why do it to BA? I mean, this one.
Well, what did I say earlier? Is it personal?
Yes.
They buried him below. They buried him beneath Trent Sherfield not that long ago. Is it personal? If you were Aiyuk, would you wonder? Oh, is this what I get because I didn't kiss the coach's ass? Oh, yeah. I didn't pretend to be his friend. Oh, okay. I see how it is. It's a meritocracy here, right?
It definitely looks like it, right?
Yeah. Michael says Pat is a way better tight end too than Logan Thomas, aka Jordan Reed 2.0. We need an heir apparent for when Kittle eventually departs. We tried to acquire Wright from Detroit, but failed. Tight end room needs depth. Hey, Michael, thanks for the $10. I totally see what you're saying. I didn't mean to dismiss what you're saying, but to me, I would like something more than Pat Freiermuth for Brandon Aiyuk. If you wanted to trade Aiyuk, you did that. You would do that before the draft. You don't do it now. If you do it now, it seems like you really miscalculated the whole thing. Well, what did you think this was going? Trading him now? For what? Pat Freiermuth? I'm sorry. Nothing against Pat.
And by the way, Michael, I agree with you. We do have to have a contingency plan or something in place for when Kittle goes. But Freiermuth is not going to give you production that BA will. Secondly, it's not like we really use our second tight end for anything other than blocking. So, I mean, I just see that's being a step back. But I do think we should address tight end and we should address right tackle. Hopefully, we found some gems in this draft. But, time will tell.
Matt McEwen says, my wife, Tanya, just said, where's my credit? Can you guys give a shout out to Tanya? The couch is uncomfortable. Hold on. If you just tuned in and you don't know what they're talking about, Matt McEwen sent this to me and his wife designed it. Hold on.
Yes. So, and she really does get all the credit. And look at the back. See, the back that's a pause. All right. I think also, let's give also credit to Matt McEwen's daughter, who also helped. She helped with the design. I'm not the aesthetics type of guy, all right? And sometimes I can help with the money portion or some of the ideas, but this one all goes to Matt McEwen, his wonderful wife, and his daughter. And that's supposed to be on the background. If you look at the back, that's me and Matt super chatting.
That's phenomenal. Thank you very much, Tanya. Dave Barclay, shout out to Tanya for killing on the shirts. Fish and Chips can tell BB grew up watching Starsky and Hutch all 70s. Matt McEwen says, don't you ever say that name. Such a punchable face. Shameless Dave.
Wait, let me just add something on that really quick. The reason why I call him lame tardy is just this. Okay, I didn't go to Stanford, but I went to Notre Dame. And the thing is that I learned in school, anytime you have to project, okay, that you are the greatest or the best at something, you're really insecure and you're not the best. You're far from it, which is probably why he got busted plagiarizing from Reddit. But just look, Davey, stop doing that. No one really likes that. Now, all the homers, the homer
A lot of
fans,
people like it.
okay, that's the
A
homer.
lot of people like it. It's crazy.
That's the homer fans. And
Yeah.
listen, we may have some listening now. I was such a huge homer. That's why I got all these doggone jerseys. And I was a Kyle Shanahan at the time fan too. You know why? Because he came from the loins of Mike Shanahan, and I love
The loins.
Okay, don't.
Wow.
I'm a look.
That's true. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know what also is a fact? What is the only thing that Kyle Levy has come first in his entire life? That's right. The race from Mike Shanahan to the egg.
Stop.
It's true though. It's true.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I run that race too. You did.
No,
too.
you said it in a very PG way. I liked it. It was good.
Thank
it was
you.
good. It was good. It was
I
good.
want him to win the Super Bowl so bad. I want him to shut me the hell up. I just want to win the Super Bowl. I don't care to be wrong about you, Kyle Levy, but just do me a favor. Stop choking in the big game. All right. Give some of your duties or responsibilities to someone. Maybe have someone stand, in a press box next to Grant here, or in the coach's box saying, "Hey, wait a minute, we might want to run it here. We're up by 10, and there's only 7 minutes left. Might want to milk some of that clock, wink. Okay. And then
I want to win the game.
That's all I want.
Give it a shot. Crazy idea. This regime is nothing like the 90s, says Dave Barclay. The 90s were a crazy time.
Yes. And by the way, shout out to Dave, shout out to Harris, shout out to all. You know what, guys? I'm just the comment creator too. I'm not the content creator, but it's because of you guys and us that the YouTube guys can do what they do. So if I miss anyone, Fish and Chips, Frank, Tom, Ocean, and all the rest, it's all about you guys. Seriously. I know Grant may disagree, but it really is. We help.
It's all about me. It's 100%. It's all starts and ends. Okay, before we leave, we're 57 minutes in. I figure it's fine. I want to talk about golf.
Go ahead.
I don't really watch the sport. I couldn't tell you who the good players are. I've heard of Scotty Scheffler. I've heard of Bryson DeChambeau and a couple other guys. I've been playing it all summer, really since the spring started. I'm super addicted, really enjoying it. I think it's fun. I played baseball as a kid. I like the hand-eye coordination of it. I like that you can play it alone. I like that you can play it in a group. The courses are beautiful. When you hit the shit out of a golf ball, it goes really freaking far, and you're so proud of yourself walking back. It's a good feeling. So I went today. I played 18 holes at Lake Chabot in Oakland. Started at 7:30 with my French teacher from middle school, who's now 50-something. We've been friends since I was 12. And we played with a couple other guys, Cheney and Turner. Shout out to Cheney and Turner. And I bought all my clubs the last 2 weeks. They're all used except for my driver, which I bought new. I bought all these clubs at Alameda Golf Works. Shout out to Alameda Golf Works. They were so helpful. And I was like, I think I want a used driver. They're like, we don't got such good ones. Try this driver. It's half off. It's only $300. I said, thank you, sir. That looks like a phenomenal driver. A great driver. No. A stupendous driver. It's a Mizuno. I was really excited about it. Played with it at Monarch yesterday. Hit some good shots. Played with it today. 14th hole. Shattered it. Club head. Hit the ball. Center of the club head. Club head went further than the ball. The club head is still at Lake Chabot. I have to go back after this and try to find it. The club head is deep in the woods somewhere. And so I played the rest of the course with the 3-wood and a hybrid. It was really embarrassing, and I really hope that Alameda Golf Works will give me a warranty refund, another thing. I mean, come on, man. It lasted 4 days. Does that happen? What kind of horseshit sport is this?
Well, I definitely.
What is that?
You definitely had a defective. It was a wood, right? You said driver.
It was a driver.
Yeah. Okay. So it's defective, and I'm sure you have your receipt. And
I
would go back and tell that guy, there's a reason why it's half off, huh? Because it would shear off. Huh? I mean, like
it did. It sheared completely off. So should I go back to the hole and try to find that? Are they going to be like, well, where's the club head? Like, I don't know. It's deep in poison oak. Literally.
Exactly. No, I would call him and say, "Hey, I got a receipt. This is what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
I've got the rest of the club. Why the hell would I not have it?" And yeah, I mean, look, they should give you that. I mean, it's just that's ridiculous. But what I
bought
gotta
all
ask
my clubs there. I bought my bag
you,
there. Nah, that doesn't feel comfortable for me. I don't like doing that. It just doesn't feel comfortable for me. I played baseball for too long, but I will. Okay, so it was the 14th hole. I shattered my driver. I put the ball down again. I hit a 3-wood, kind of sliced it. It was a par 4. I got I second shot hybrid, smoked that shit 220 straight, about 30 yards from the cup. Got third shot, lob wedge about 6 feet from the cup. Next shot, knocked it in. Not really a par. Not because my first shot was a shank that I broke my driver, but after that, it kind of felt like it was a par. So I was proud of that. And then on the second hole, it was a par 3. I knocked that shit in 3. Knocked that shit in 3. You do that, and you're like, I'm getting good at this sport, and then you completely miss the ball on the next. It's like, well, I'll just shut the fuck up now. Sorry,
you like
golf gods.
You like smashing that little white ball, huh?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
Okay,
I do.
In all honesty, I played. I didn't play, but I've golfed a couple of times in my life at Notre Dame, and the best part of me was the fact of that didn't make a difference.
No, that's why everyone was like, "What happened?" It was shocking. I did not take a divot with the driver. I could understand if I had done that, but I didn't. I hit the ball.
So my best part is drinking when I'm out on the links.
Yeah,
just got to get out there and just drink.
The other two guys were drinking Fireball this morning, but it was like 8 a.m. I was like, no, I need to really break my driver later. I got to be focused when I shatter my driver. It's really important because if I have a shot of Fireball, I might break it.
Okay, but look, do you like Fireball?
No, not at all. Absolutely not. It's disgusting. If he had said I got some Redbreast or some Jameson, I would have thought it twice, maybe. But Fireball, I'm like, that's easy, no.
That's no.
That's an easy no. Like, what was that? $4? Like, sorry. I recommend Grant and Bro Bob Collins show. That's a good idea. I like that. If you cut Lil Shanny in half, it says choker. It's fish and chips. Matt McEwen. Yeah, Kyle, stop choking. Lombardi does. Ooh, you are getting me in trouble, buddy. I'm going to have to read yours before I say them from now on. Guys are hot tonight. We got 1,700 people watching us, and it's all for Brother Bob.
No. It's all because of you.
No. It's all because of you.
Hey, man, here's the thing. I'm just an objective, huge, diehard fan. I can't just buy and lap up all the BS they send out, right? And say, thank you, give me more, Kyle. No, I just can't be that guy.
This scares the shit out of me right here.
Oh, shit. He said it happens a lot. Oh.
No, I need to retrieve the club head.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I'm saying.
All right, well, I'm going to go. It's the 14th hole. I'm just going to go walk over there. And if people say, what are you doing? I'm looking for the club head. And I'll be there for a while. Fuck. Well, because we could, with some asshole, like, I'm cursing a lot. With some asshole, buy a thing, cut off the club head, and then try to return it. Would people do stuff like that? People suck. And now I have to go look through poison oak because people scam. Damn. I'm a scammer.
And then you may run into plot. You may have run into another a-hole who found the head and just said, throw it away, kick it.
But what if he found it and was like, no, I'm selling this on eBay. This looks phenomenal. Go to Lost and Found, says Jared. Yeah.
Oh, God. You guys have been funny today. I love it.
It's always fun to break something within 4 days that you paid $300 for. Plus tax.
Oh, yeah.
I like doing that. Why not? Just throw it away.
Good money for it, right?
Good times.
So before we go now, I've heard you say this. You don't like my C's. You don't like my Celtics, right? Did I hear you say that?
I don't give two shits one way or another. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if they lost, that'd be great. If they won, that'd be cool. But if they lost, that'd be wonderful.
This guy, I hope we bring it back. I hope we get it with Bird. I hope we get it. Because I haven't seen like my Niners. And I was a fan when I was, I'm kind of old, okay? I was a fan before the Celtics always been good, basically. But I stayed a fan, even when we haven't won it. And they're kind of like my Niners. Haven't been able to get over the hump. So I think Jesse Wade. That's what I was thinking.
I'm starting to see that. Yep. Drivers are hell of expensive, dog. They're like $600-$700. This was $300. I should have bought a more expensive one. I'm just gonna walk in with the thing like, thanks a lot, guy. No, I don't want to go to Alameda Golf Works. They're phenomenal. And they're gonna take care of me. I know it. I
gotta ask the chat. The chat, who do you all want to win this series, the NBA Finals? And by the way, I haven't been a huge fan when they kind of went from playing team ball to now everyone just jack up threes. But hey, that's how the Celtics play. Everyone jacks up threes. So I'm just Augusta.
Augusta 2025 in the first tee, Grant Cohn rookie. LOL. Yeah. And he breaks his driver. He's done. He's done. BB and GC God. Unfiltered show is needed. I like that. This was a great show. We have hell of people watching.
And I'm seeing the Celtics.
I thought people didn't like me anymore. What happened? They're back.
Well, because look, you can be objective. And by the way, let me just say this. I'm tired of hearing some people, content creators, because I listen to, I don't listen to PP anymore, and I definitely never really listen to Lame Tardy, but I do listen to some people I don't agree with all the times, because it's good you have to, I keep seeing some C's, and Luka Mavericks, but here's the thing, Grant. You at least will report on things that may not be so good for the team. You actually tell us how so-and-so looked in minicamp and OTAs. And you know what? You don't shit on players just to shit on them. Excuse my French. You keep it real. I think you posted the other day that Purdy had a damn good day. Yeah. So I love seeing that. But what concerns me is when no one ever posts anything negative. Like, is everyone saintly over there? Like all the players, like
everyone did good?
Right. You know,
in a competition, everyone won. That's wonderful. Did they get an ice cream party afterward? That's great. Did they get Capri Suns and orange slices and pats on the back? Good job, everyone.
No. Why do people get cut then? Yeah.
Why do people get cut? Why are there coaches? Why are they getting yelled at? Why do they compete? Why do they do 11 on 11s? Come on. Someone won, someone lost. It's the NFL.
Grant, you got enough time for one more question I have for you because we didn't get to it.
No, but just one because I have to literally go to the 14th hole.
Okay, so
I literally have to do that according to the chat.
Well,
discouraging. Right? Did you find the club head? No. Well, sorry.
Probably not. But all right, now you just went through minicamp. Okay, who you always do the good, the bad, and the not so good or the ugly, whatever. Who stood out the most for good reasons, and who stood out the most for bad reasons?
Bonus Good reasons. Brock Purdy, Leonard Floyd. Man, he almost can't practice on this team. It's like Leonard Floyd against Colton McKivitz. Those two are the vets who are really playing. Debo's out there, but it's like he doesn't get the ball that much. It's almost like, I don't know. He maybe in the days that we're not there, but it feels like the guys who are really taking over are those two vets. Can you call Purdy a vet? He's a vet. And Pearsall gets featured a lot in these practices. Jordan Mason, I always talk about him, and maybe it's like people have tuned me out because they've seen him, but what's cool about him, we all know what he can do as a ball carrier. People say he doesn't play because he doesn't do anything in the passing game. Oh, he's a way better receiver than Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, wow.
So, and when McCaffrey's been out and they've been giving like the first team reps to the running back, it's Mason. Ooh. And Mitchell's after him, at least so far. So
I'm not going to even ask my next question about do we trade Mitchell, but go ahead. Who's looked the worst?
And some of these cornerbacks are just dreadful, man. Like Deommodore Lenoir and Charvarius Ward are really good players. After that, hard to say what the Niners have. Renardo Green is promising, but I've seen him in like 3 or 4 practices. We'll see him in preseason before they can make that determination. But like Ambry, Yadam has moments, but like Womack doesn't, Ambry doesn't. And they've added a lot of new faces there, but you wonder, like, have they really gotten better with their Goodwill corners that they have? Sorry for taking shots at Goodwill. I mean, Goodwill has good stuff.
Hey, I appreciate it. So were you there for that bomb that they keep showing between Purdy and Debo?
No, what bomb?
Yeah, they, just some people have posted it. There was a big
Oh,
long
to the left
pass.
sideline.
Yeah.
It was like a 20-yard throw. It was nice. I know. David called it like what was it, a 30-yard bomb or something? It's like, yeah, it was a crossing route. It was nice. It was good.
Perfect.
But again, I would expect Purdy and Debo to hook up like that when Travarius Ward and Diamond Lenore are not out there, and neither is Fred Warner or Greenlaw or Hufanga or Jair Brown. All of them are out.
And that's my point. You will report that. Who are they
Yeah.
going up against? Because that's important. Don't
Devondre Campbell, George Odom,
okay.
Henry Thomas, Samuel Womack.
How is Campbell look?
Look, let me be honest, okay? I'm going to tell you what I can decipher.
All right.
Practice is more to learn about pass coverage and pass plays. Is he filling the run gaps? I don't freaking know. We'll see. In coverage, has he made a play yet? No.
No, great.
So, I mean, Demetrius Flanagan fouls picked off Brock Purdy. Flanagan fouls is interesting. He's been on the team. He was coached by Saleh and D'Amico. He's in his prime. Devondre Campbell's like in his 30s. I don't understand what they're hoping. I mean, I guess it's nice to have a vet just in case, but I don't see what the upside is there.
Okay, well, we all know what happened. We had to replace someone for Greenlaw, plug in another linebacker.
And Eric Kendricks didn't want to play here.
You just said, screw you. I don't like Kyle. Screw you, Kyle.
What's interesting is like you can see Campbell and Fred Warner stand next to each other, and it kind of seems like when the Niners drafted Fred Warner, they were thinking like it'd be really nice to have a Devondre Campbell type because they're both about 6'3". I mean, they kind of have the same build, but wow, Fred Warner's so much better than Devondre Campbell ever was. But it is going to be interesting to see what Fred Warner. There's a lot of pressure on Fred Warner this year, man. What do you got without Dre? Because you two really complement each other very well. Like you're the best, Fred, but you don't hit that hard. You're not an enforcer. That's Dre. Like you're the guy that people can't throw over. You're so tough in zone coverage. That's great for sure. But can you do the other thing too while Dre's not out there? Because they need you to.
Dre's is the tone setter. Yeah. Dre's definitely Greenlaw's a tone setter. And you know who found that out? Big Dom. Because he let him know right then and there, hey, not today, Playboy, not today. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Oh, another super chat.
He said I was doing the Happy Gilmore with that driver.
I
was so mad. I wanted to just start punching my caddy.
That was a good movie.
I love that movie.
Oh, yeah.
All right, time for me to go back to the golf course and search in vain for at least an hour for a club head that I won't find, so I can go back to Alameda Golf Works and so they can tell me that they can't help me. They're going to help me, right? Hey guys, you're going to help me, right? Shout out to Alameda Golf Works. Go check out Alameda Golf Works. I am plugging them right now, and I'm not doing it for anything in return. Just doing it out of the goodness of my heart because they're great. See you guys. Great show.
Take care.
This was fun.